Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Padel Pulse podcast, powered by TSH Padel. So many amazing things went down in Buenos Aires. Some controversial things also. What in the world happened with the semifinal, quarterfinal thing? But we need to talk about so many different players, whether it's Momo González, whether it's Coello Tapia, whether it's Paula Josemaría. So many interesting things that we need to get into. But before we do, I'm Yousef.
Hi guys, I'm Ismaeel.
Hey guys, I'm Haroon.
What better way to start this entire conversation than with the champions of the week, Ismaeel? Coello and Tapia yet again coming up. When it's a P1, they rise to the occasion. Here they are, champions. Thoughts on these guys?
They're unstoppable in big tournaments, right? You just have to change the name of these big tournaments to the Coello and Tapia Invitational because they dominate. They show up to the big moments. I didn't feel like they were playing anywhere near their best level at any point through this tournament. Not at any point, especially in that quarterfinal match when they were down and they found a way to pull a rabbit out of the hat to find a way to win that match against Edu. That was an unbelievable comeback there. And then that final, honestly, I felt they ripped their hearts out from the get-go against Paquito and Bergamini. They deserved to be in the final, Paquito and Bergamini, but it was 2-all, and then they ripped their heart out with a break. And then from there, it was just steamrolling. They took the set 6-2, getting back-to-back breaks. Then they went up a break in that final set 2-love. And I felt that Paquito and Bergamini, the body language is over. Yeah. There was no desire. There was no hope in their eyes because Coello and Tapia are just that good. They can take your hope away really quickly.
You know, it feels like in that match, especially about the final, we'll talk about the other matches, but in that final, it was one of those dynamics of opponents where you feel like they're much more superior. So once one break happens, once the first bad thing happens, it's over. It's because you don't feel like, they're capable of fighting back. Yeah. Even though they did in a way in the second set, remember they fought back and got one break back, but it just felt like it was over so soon in that final. But to me, Haroon, what I loved was that comeback in the Jairo Bautista and Arroyo the Alonso match. Coming back, they were down a set and a break, and you felt like these are the conditions that suit Edu and Jairo, right? They're a more tactical team. They're not a big power team. But they were able to find their ways. They showed that they are a Swiss Army knives, didn't they?
Yeah. I think what's really impressive is that even on their worst surface, like the conditions are very slow, they don't suit them so well, and they don't have like an easy way out to just, okay, let's hit a smash right now and finish the point. That's how elite they are, is that they can play in a different style, and even if it doesn't suit them, they manage to win, which shows, they deserve to be world number one, because you have to be the most dominant person, dominant team on all types of conditions, all types of surfaces. So that was really impressive, especially that with Momo and Sanz, those conditions suited them much more. With Jairo Bautista and Arroyo the Alonso, those conditions suited them much more as well. But still, like they were there, and they managed to problem solve, which is really impressive to me. And they tried. Like, it's not like Arroyo Alonso and Jairo Bautista were going at it. Like, they were trying to abuse every chance they got, and they were getting crazy balls. And Coello and Tapia were trying. But so it's not like they were just facing somebody that wasn't focused. Like, they were facing really focused teams, and teams that were playing also really well. Jairo Bautista and Arroyo Alonso were in the zone. But it's impressive. They're world number ones for a reason.
Remember when we were talking about the fact that, like, did the other team like choke, or did they win?
Yeah.
They win.
They won.
They go in. Like, as you said, like Jairo and Edu, they were coming for it. They did not. Their level did not dip. But what I love about Coello and Tapia is how they are built for the moment. They find a way to rise to the occasion. Like, and you see it coming. You're like, when is it gonna happen? They're eventually gonna rise up. And then when they don't, you feel like, I expected them to rise up. That's how amazing and that's how great they are.
Yeah, and also they have the belief, right? You never feel like they lack belief at any moment. Like, even though they were down a set and a break to Edu and Jairo, like, the belief never goes away. They have the confidence that they're going to pull it off, regardless of how bad it may look. They know the match is not over. They know there's a long way to go. There's no clock. And also, this was a very interesting match because Edu, Alonso, and Coello also have the same coach, and they grew up in the same academy. So it was actually a very strategic and tactical match as well from both sides. So for them to find a way to pull that one out of the hat, that was also quite interesting to see how that one played out. Coello also had a really nice second half of that match, especially. He deserves a lot of credit.
He had an
amazing tournament in general. But
him especially.
I felt also in that match against, and Tapia mentioned this after that Edu Alonso match, that he was feeling the pressure a little bit, playing in front of the Argentinian crowd, and how he didn't want to let them down, and he wants to win at home. And so just shows you also, like, well, he's human, but he knows how to deal with it. Like, they know how to handle the tough moments together.
That was my biggest takeaway, how they're able to overcome adversity. But my question is now.
And that was the biggest moment of adversity in the tournament for them, match.
Of course.
Other than that, for them, they managed really well.
Of course.
Although Momo González also were playing insane as well.
They were, but they weren't under the gun, were they?
Yeah.
But my question is, after this tournament, like, all the teams that were going in, whether it was Momo, whether it was Momo, whether it was Ido, whether it was also Paquito and Bergamini, this is the tournament where you can maybe get them. And if after this, you still can't get them, how do you go away from this and feeling like, I have hope in the future?
No, I think they killed hope for the entire tour. Maybe
it was super slow. Like, you can see the conditions,
though.
the smashes were not working whatsoever. We know what happened to Garborger. We'll talk about them in a bit, but like, there were smashes were not there for them.
No,
you took away their biggest weapons, and they still came out with the tournament.
Yeah, like even Tapia, when he was smashing. Not from the baseline, just closer. Like, he wasn't able to finish points. Like, it felt like the ground was wet. Yeah. Like, the ball is just getting absolutely sucked in.
Yeah.
So, no, I think they killed the hope for the entire tour. Also, Tapia has both his knees wrapped. I don't know if he has his arm wrapped. Like what are you going to do what's left? What's left?
I think
it's a shame. I think Chingaran would have been really dangerous in these types of conditions.
It would have been nice to see them.
They were the best. Nice. They were the best team this tournament.
Yeah,
like,
what happened? Them perfectly.
Yeah, I picked them, and I'm like, with these conditions, with how they're playing, this is set up for Chingaran to take down Coello and Tapia for the first time in 10 tries.
Yeah. I don't know if it's set up, but at least it gives them a chance. It gives them a very good chance.
This was a great
chance.
Because
they've proven you can't beat them anywhere.
There was no slower condition than this. And Coello and Tapia were not at their best.
Yeah.
So I felt like this was the time.
Yeah, they were not playing well. The pressure element maybe was factoring in there, but I felt Coello also, what he was talking about, he wants to let Tapia win at home. Like, there's double pressure there for both of them. And
but boy, did they make it happen, huh?
Amazing. They're amazing. They're amazing.
And also, they don't like this style of play. Like, they don't like this slow style. Like, they don't like it. No, but yeah, it's impressive. They're
but they found...
Especially Tapia. We know Tapia doesn't like it.
Yeah, 100% true. But we have to talk about the finalists, though, guys, because a team, Haroon, that you love and we all love, we feel like they're the people's champions. Paquito Navarro and Lucas Bergamini making it to the final.
Yes,
Paquito for the first time in 2 years making it to the final. Bergamini for the first time since the new Giza P2 when he made it with Garrido. Ismaeel, Haroon, let me come to you first. Your thoughts on, you love this team. Your thoughts on them?
I love it. I love it so much. These guys are so fun to watch. I love watching Bergamini. I won't stop saying it because it's so nice. It's so really consistent and it's so fun. He's really creative and I love it. I love that he's having success. I love that Paquito's having success. And what did I tell you guys? I told you Paquito thrives with these types of players. I told you when he plays with somebody like Dirin or somebody like Shingoto, somebody that lets him ease into the point, lets him become the one that finishes the things and like patient. I love it. I love that it's finally coming through. And I think they're going to make another final soon. Maybe they got lucky also Chingaran, but they're for sure going to make another final, another semi. But yeah, it's very impressive. They're improving, by the way. They're improving so much. And it's nice to see that Bergamini is in this elite level now. Bergamini is now in the top of the paddle players in the world, which he wasn't kind of in that same conversation for the past few years, which is awesome to see. So happy for him and love to see it. He's an amazing player and he deserves a lot of credit. He's underrated.
Ismaeel.
Yeah, I like what you mentioned about Bergamini. He's proving he's a top player. I think this was my biggest takeaway this tournament. Like, he knows now that he belongs on the top level. It was his first time in a final, but he's been in semifinals before, so he finally...
No, not first time in a final.
Oh, yeah, he's been also in finals before. Yeah, that's true, in the P2s.
Also with Victor Ruiz.
But first P1 final, though, isn't it?
No.
Yeah.
He made it with Victor Ruiz also, by the way. 2 years ago. But maybe that's
yeah. True. But he's showing that
I think they went up against Coello Tapia also, if my memory serves me correctly. So
yeah,
same exact scenario.
I think I'm forgetting that final, but I'm happy to see him break through the big moments.
Yep, for sure.
And feel like he can belong in the semi-final. Super consistent player. He's building his belief. I like the chemistry forming between the two of them, Paquito and Lucas. And I think it bodes well for the future. Although, let me also admit, the road to the final was much less tricky than other roads throughout the year. Like, they did get a nice break when Jofre and Arroyo, they took out the number 4 seeds, right? And they also, Chingalan, they took
Chingalan to the final set.
They did what they had to do against Chingalan, so I can't take away anything from them.
Yeah. So, but to me, Bergamini, I feel like what was amazing about this tournament specifically is that it allowed us to see some of the superpowers of certain players.
Yeah.
We got to see the superpower of these defensive guys, these tacticians, whether you want to talk about Momo and John, or whether you want to talk about Bergamini. This was Edo Alonso also. We got a chance to see these guys from a different tactical perspective instead of power. So look at these guys. They're also amazing paddle players in their own right, but this is why they are. And for me, what other thing is the fact that as a team, they're sticking with it. They're sticking with it. In the beginning, you're like, they're losing early. Round of 16 loss, quarterfinal loss, then semi-final, then another semi-final. Here they are in the final, which is a great showing of that sticking with it. And we're going to progress. If we stick with this team, we stick with the project, we'll eventually find our way. So this was a great step forward
to see it.
A team that is loved by the fans.
Love to see it.
Yeah, they're a fan favorite. That's a fair point.
On the other side, though, guys, on the women's side, Ismaeel, you had this one from the beginning. Ari and Paula find their way back, take home the Buenos Aires P1, back on top of the paddle world because they're back to world number 1 with this win. Your thoughts on your champions?
Yeah, well, they were so dominant this week, weren't they? Like they just ran through everyone.
For everyone.
And they were unstoppable. It felt like they could do no wrong. The chemistry was amazing between Ari and Paula. The communication was on point. Like, I felt like they were just in the zone the whole tournament. And they did get a chance at revenge. And they got it. They got it. I bet they were super happy to finally get revenge this quick.
That was so dominant how they took Bea and Claudia down in that final.
It was impressive. I love the body language and mental toughness these two have. Like it's awesome, and they deserve the win.
Yeah, Haroon.
Yeah, it's really nice. Like we talked about the 3-headed dragon. It's nice to see like that they're competing again. It's very, very close between all of these 3 teams. But Ari and Paula are still like they're amazing. Like what can you say more about Ari and Paula Josemaría? Like it's not much to say. We talk about this every week. Well, they're amazing players. They're world number 1s. Like they're so dominant all the time. Yeah, like I'm running out of things to say about them. So it's very impressive. Well done for them.
There is one thing to say though, if we want to talk about Paula Josemaría, the fact that she was playing with a fever the entire tournament.
That's
the
crazy.
Entire tournament. She could you could see her after they won the final. She was dead. Like she gave everything she had to pull through and win this tournament with Ari. And then she was absolutely spent at the end. She had no energy left. She was crying, towel in her hand and crying because I think she gave everything she had. And it should be compared with one of the amazing performances, the way you can find these flu game, Michael Jordan flu game. But to find the mental energy and the physical energy and to direct it in one direction and then to come out with the win, not against scrubs, against Bea and Claudia, who just took down Gematria and Delphi Brea. It was amazing, and I think that needs to be talked about. Paula Josemaría, a gladiator, to come through and become champion of this tournament. So well deserved, so much respect.
Yeah, she's iconic. Like she has so many notches on her belt now. She's just unlocking new feats for herself and for the sport. And she was so spent that she wasn't even in the photos after with the trophy, right? Like
True.
It's only Ari there. Like Paula Josemaría was I think long gone, recovering somewhere.
Yeah.
So that speaks to that.
That says so much, doesn't it?
Yeah. She didn't have enough energy to go get her trophy.
Yeah. So much respect for her. Awesome. But Bea and Claudia, though, making it to another final, taking down Gemma Triay and Delphi Brea. Haroon, thoughts on these two women finding their way to the top?
I like it. It's bittersweet because I had Delphi Brea and Gemma Triay. But yeah, I'm pleased. I'm pleased that this is becoming more of a nice and close matchup. They beat them even more convincingly this time, which is made me a little bit more sad because they didn't even give them a fight. But yeah, it's nice to see. Again, like I said before, the dynamic that all these trio teams, they're very close with each other. And now they're shining. Bea Gonzalez and Claudia Fernandez are shining a bit more. Looks like they're very, very, they're superstars here. And they look like they're going to be the ones that are going to take over soon. And yeah, it's impressive. Well done for them. And great results for there, and probably going to be knocking on the title very, very soon, like next one. Probably going to be them, maybe.
Thoughts on Bea, Ismaeel, and Claudia?
Yeah, do they own Gemma Triay and Delphi Brea now, or what?
Looks like it.
They own them, right? Like this year, they have a winning record against them.
No, but they lost in Brussels. Remember that close match? So they're 3-1 against them.
But they're 2-0 in the last two meetings. So
you want to focus only on the last.
So they're dominating them in the recent history.
Ari and Paula found someone to take them down for them.
Yeah,
looks like it.
I guess that's what Chingalan hopes someone can do for them with Coello Tapia. But I like it. I didn't expect them to dominate Gemma Triay like that.
Yeah. It was. I after that win, I'm like, okay, that means my pick is gonna come to life again. They're gonna go back to back, but I guess it didn't happen. Ari and Paula, massive respect for them, but it's nice as long as they are healthy, as long as Bea Gonzalez is healthy, we're gonna have a three-headed monster in the women's side.
Fun to watch.
Yes, sir.
I can't wait to see more of these matchups.
Me too.
Yeah. That's all good, but guys, there were a lot of stories also happening throughout this tournament. So let's get to the biggest winners of the week. Yousef, who's yours?
I think also this is one that it's undisputed biggest winner for anyone that watched this tournament. It's Momo González and Jon Sanz.
They were awesome.
They were absolutely sensational. They first of all, they have to play Karburger again, who they played them in an epic match in Asunción, and they took revenge. I know the conditions were not suitable for Karburger, but the way they were able to take them down in dominant fashion, in conditions that favor them greatly, they decide, okay, we're going to step up. Let's become these tactical masters we are. Took them down. But to me, the match of the tournament and maybe match of the year candidate against Stupa and Lebron, this match showed me that Momo González and Jon Sanz, they are mental beasts. Because you would expect, when you go up against the big guys, yes, let's take him to a final set. Let's give them a fight. But when it comes down to it, we're probably going to get broken. And that's exactly what happened at the worst time. 5-4. They get broken. Stupa and LeBron serving for the match. They somehow find the fight within them to keep it going. And they save a set point. And then they come back 5-all. Then how about this? They get broken again. They're like, okay, they did it once. No way they're going to do it again. Again, they do it 6-5, break back, 6-all in tie break. And then some way, somehow, it came down to the wire. They win at the most important times. LeBron made some silly mistakes with the smash. Stupa made the mistake with the rulo. And then they capitalized on it. Got the biggest win of the year for them. And biggest win for them as a pair. Up to the semifinals for the first time as a team. And to me, the biggest thing about this is that how Jon Sanz talked about how we're not getting the results we want. But at the same time, we can feel like we're improving as a team. And then goes back to my point of, as a team, if you stick with the project, eventually the wins are going to come. It came this tournament. They made the semifinal. They beat two of the best 4 teams in the world. And my God, were they the biggest winners of the week. And I can't wait to see how they move forward.
Great.
That was an awesome win.
Great choice. Great choice.
I loved them.
They did have an awesome tournament.
Also, Momo took down LeBron finally. LeBron has been owning him for quite some time. So finally, that's a big milestone for Momo, unlocking that mentally.
Big monkey off his back.
Yeah, that's a big monkey.
A couple super errors helped him though get over that hump though.
But LeBron did make some mistakes.
So my biggest winner of the week is Edo Alonso and Jairo Bautista. I think that these guys deserve some credit there because, yeah, they made a quarterfinal, not as deep as Momo and Sanz, but still very impressive. Impressive match. They took down the Deus brothers, and then they went and took down Chozas and Sanyo, which was a very tricky match. By the way, if you watched it, it looked like Sanyo and Chozas, they had the crowd behind them, and they were rallying a comeback. They were starting a comeback. Yeah, both two are Argentinians, so everybody wants them to win, of course, and they're playing against two Spaniards, so you can't even root for the other team. But yeah, and it was very tense, but yeah, they found a way to problem solve and win that match. And I'm impressed also with Edo Alonso and Jairo Bautista because they had a loss last tournament at Asuncion, which didn't look great. I wasn't super happy about how they ended that tournament, but it looks like they came back and they started unlocking some things. They started unlocking some chemistry, some confidence, and you saw that when they played with Coello Tapia. That was also very impressive. So they earned it for me. That they're my biggest winners, and I think that I'm high on them now. I think they unlocked some nice mental achievements here, where they're now stronger, and they're gonna be a team that you wouldn't want to face. I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, they were both expecting to make jumps, right, in their game and their results when they partnered up together. Well, that's pretty quick for it to pay off in a week or two.
Yeah, definitely. A week or two, especially that Coello Tapia match, that gives you lots of positive things to look at.
Yeah, they're definitely feeling really good about themselves right now.
How about you, Ismaeel? You have a biggest winner?
Yeah, I think, guys, we forgot to mention Jofre and Arroyo, who did an amazing job of taking out Yanguas and Nieto. Yeah. And to go into a final set battle. They took them down in a final set. I could argue they were the best team actually throughout the whole match. The first one they lost in a tiebreak. Yeah, they got dominated in the tiebreak, but they were the better team for the entirety of that match. Yeah. Yanguas and Nieto, insanely tough to take down, especially in these tough, slow conditions.
So hard.
So they showed a lot of mental toughness, which I didn't think they had in them, to be honest. But they did get over that hump. They're Yanguas and Nieto, top team, top 4 seed, been in semis in almost every tournament this year except last tournament. So quite impressive from them.
And then they had they had a close battle, not 3 sets, but a nice close battle against Paquito and Bergamini as well. So that was good.
True, they had a good run, right? They had quite a nice tournament.
Nice.
Arroyo in that Coqui Nieto and Mike Yanguas match really was a master. You watching him play, he's just playing so calm. Like, I feel like, does he not feel the pressure? He's playing so calm. Well, that's Arroyo, huh? He is electric. He can be crazy and he can be the calmest person. But when he's calm, I feel like
Jofre also was very calm as well. Jofre was very calm.
But Arroyo is the weird one because you don't expect it. Like, and he's just lobbing. Okay, lobbing. Okay, here's a low ball. I loved Arroyo's demeanor throughout the match, which is different. Jofre, I feel like we got the same thing from him whenever he's playing. Arroyo was different, and that was nice to see.
But I like that team. I think like personality-wise, I think they mesh really well. I think that Jofre is. He's strong enough to handle Arroyo. I feel like Arroyo has that same vibe of Ausberger, very aggressive, very tough. You want somebody to rise up with him to the crazy standards. Hey, let's go take down Coello Tapia, like that same feistiness. I think Jofre has it. Jofre gives me a lot of alpha vibes, and I think Arroyo wants somebody like that. I think Edo Alonso is an amazing player. I love him, but he's not on the same wavelength as Arroyo. Not the same. He's a killer also, but not the same vibe, if you get what I mean. Also, so I like that. I like this team. I'm high on them actually. I think they're gonna do some cool stuff.
Well, I mean, Arroyo for me is one of those talented players I'm waiting to see turn the corner, and maybe this match is a stepping stone in that direction where we can see him maybe take the next level. I don't doubt his talent.
No, he's very talented. He's extremely talented.
I really think he's talented
Definitely.
enough. Yousef, you have an honorable mention?
I do have an honorable mention.
Go ahead.
And it's the one and only 16-year-old Martina Calvo.
She just keeps dominating.
We're gonna keep saying her name, and if you guys haven't heard her name till now, I don't know what's going on. You're probably not following.
She's a phenom.
16 years old. We saw what she did in Brussels. Remember when she took down the number 4 seeds then when they were together, Araujo and Ortega. Guess what she decided to do this tournament? She decided to take down Ortega also, who's playing with Alonso. And she took her down, her and Osorio. And then, again, taking down Araujo and Ostero. So she took down them together, and she took them down separately to make it all the way to the semifinals in the Buenos Aires P1. She is coming. And 16 years old.
She's taking
she has power.
Taking breaks from school to cook these players.
to cook top players. Just she's wow. She has the wow factor. She's a superstar. She's built for the moment, and she has it within her, the confidence to take down big players. So Martina Calvo, you're gonna keep hearing that name a lot more in the very near future.
Whenever you see such a young player beating top players, you need to know that that player has special belief that they can do such a thing at such a young age. So, and she's not fully grown into her body or in her strength or in her tactical abilities. So this is pure instinct she's playing off for most of the time. And she's impressive.
It is impressive. It is impressive
to see.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff.
Very nice.
Well, I want to move in, guys, to a new segment, which is called All Gucci or No Bueno. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys some stuff, and you're going to tell me if it's all Gucci or no bueno, okay? So, first off, Tino Libaak and Garrido. They haven't won a single match in Premier Padel since they matched up with each other. 3 straight first-round losses. What do you guys think? All Gucci or no bueno?
No bueno. No bueno. Last tournament I was saying all Gucci. But I think no bueno. I think Tino Libaak needs to make a move. Also because I'm a bigger fan of Tino Libaak than I am of Garrido. And I think he deserves to be up there with the Ausbergers, with the Cardonas. So to me, this is a no bueno. Time to make some moves.
Oh, what about you, Ismaeel?
Yeah, I'm also on the no bueno train all the way. But I told you guys, I hit the panic button after the last first round loss. Like, this is just adding to the fuel. It validates kind of what I was saying. Like, this is not good for both of them. They shouldn't be losing first round. They're too good. They don't complement each other. They're not a good pairing in terms of on the paddle court. I don't feel like they mesh well. They're both a bit erratic. They're both too aggressive. Tino Libaak showing that he has a long way to go in his development.
I just think it's
I disagree with the both of you guys. I don't think this is no bueno at all. I think it's all Gucci. It's obviously not all Gucci because they're losing 3 first round matches, but it's not no panic button. I don't think it should break up. I think they just need to practice, train a few things, and build some more chemistry. I think it's fine, and they're going to figure it out at some point. But we shall see.
Let's see.
Okay?
We're going to find out soon enough.
Okay, next up, we have Galan Lebron and Franco Stupaczuk. They have back-to-back quarterfinal losses. All Gucci or no bueno, Ismaeel?
This is no bueno. This is no bueno.
Also,
I've been telling you it's no bueno.
You're pressing on that button, huh?
LeBron needs to press the eject button as soon as possible. I told you he needs to do it. He already realized next to Stupa, he can't play the aggressive style that he wants. Yeah. Honestly, in that match against Momo and Sanz, like, Stupa made some costly errors in the pressure points. I sensed personally that LeBron was a little bit frustrated with how Stupa was handling the moment. I think he realizes Stupa's probably not the alpha dog that he needs next to him to win big matches against tough opponents. With all due respect to Stupa, who I love as a player, by the way, but like LeBron wants to be #1 in the world. Yeah. No, for him, I think he knows it's no bueno.
You know, the doubts to be raised here are you played in super slow conditions, which suit the Stupa's play style, right?
Exactly.
I'm gonna outplay you. I'm gonna basically like.
They should win this tournament.
Yeah, this should be them, and you couldn't even get past the quarterfinals again. This is no bueno. No bueno.
You said, Yousef, that Momo and Sanz played the tournament of their life. Like, that was insane. They were your biggest winner, and how amazing they were. So it's like, are you taking away credit from them, or what?
No, but this is a team, Haroon, that you said they're capable of fighting for world #1, correct?
Yeah.
What did the world #1s do to Momo and Sanz? They handled them in straight sets. So Stupa, LeBron, if this is a team that wants to fight for world #1, you're losing in the quarterfinals. As amazing as Momo and Jon were, you went down. You went down in really heartbreaking fashion, in which should be Franco Stupaczuk's best surface to play on. As much as it favors Sanz and Momo, it should be favoring Stupa as well, and it did not. So no bueno, my friend.
Sure, but you win some, you lose some. It's I don't think it's all Gucci for me still. Okay, now
You're feeling good about Stupa LeBron. You never doubt them, huh?
I don't like this
He has
idea
to,
of grass is
because-
greener on the
no,
other
but he-
side.
No,
I like
but
this.
it's not about that. Specifically for this one, this is a team that you had some big predictions for, so you cannot get off that
The
train.
year is not over, my friend. The year is not over. We still have a long year left, hopefully.
Haroon, you're never panicking about Stupa and LeBron. What would make you potentially worry? Like, I feel like they could lose in first rounds for the rest of the year and be like, all Gucci, they're doing great.
Haroon's the Carlo Ancelotti of Padel.
He's so confident in them. When would you panic for them?
That's a good question. First of all, I don't like this idea of grass is greener on the other side. And you see, Esbree and other
But
players
maybe
came
it
out
is,
and
though.
talked about
Maybe
it.
it is.
They don't like this idea of, okay, panic button. We're not winning tournaments right away. Panic button, panic button. So I like this idea of, okay, you can go train, you can go figure it out, have some discussions. I think what's going to make me panic is maybe then them losing to a team that that they didn't play well and they don't deserve to win. So like if it's like an average
You
team-
yourself, though,
What?
you yourself said that that LeBron owns Momo.
Yeah, that's
So-
true, but fine. But
How-
we talked about how these the conditions were crazy, and it was also final set like very tight battle. So it's not like they got crushed. So it just didn't go their way. And yeah, maybe they need to. If LeBron is Stupa's not good enough for him and he needs to find somebody better, maybe he should be better first. It'll elevate his game, improve, not make unforced errors at costly times. So maybe you can improve yourself before looking for somebody else. Look inward before you look outward. Don't just what can I do to improve this team before what can that person give to me? That's what I want to think
He's
about.
sounding to me more like a Stupa fan, not a Stupa LeBron fan here.
No, I'm Stupa LeBron
We're
fan.
unpacking things here. We're
that's what-
unpacking things
something
here.
Ismaeel said, oh yeah, Stupa's maybe not the alpha. I think they're both very good together, and I do think they have the best. They have a very good game on all surfaces. They just didn't go their way this time. We saw Diestro and Esbree beat them. Are we going to say, Coello Tapia shouldn't be with each other? No, fine. You lose, you win some, you lose
But
some.
they
It's
just
fine.
won.
Didn't go
They
their way.
came back and won this tournament.
Okay, fine. Fine. Yeah, because they're also an amazing team as well. The Stupa and LeBron are still figuring it out, and I think they're gonna solve their challenges. If when they lose a first round loss to a team that wasn't really that good, or lose to a team that wasn't so good, maybe somebody not in the top 10, maybe I'll start to think, okay, maybe they're not good. If they start to fight with each other, things are not going well. If Stupa starts to come out and say something that's not positive, maybe that's going to make me think differently. But LeBron is always going to be, crazy about some things and emotional. Stupa is going to be level-headed. If Stupa comes out and says, "Yeah, I'm not feeling good about this. I don't like our chances," then I'll start.
I don't
to hit
think
it.
LeBron has been crazy about that. LeBron's been super positive in general.
Not
about the
crazy, but
partnership,
but what we talked about last week when he said about Stupa, I don't feel like you want to win or whatever, like those things. I don't.
Yeah, but that's mid-match talks. Like, I differentiate between mid-match discussion and heated battle talk, and then what you say outside the court.
Even yeah, because they're completely different things. Around Paquito, but he was telling Bergamini, "Yell at me. It gets me going."
Yeah.
some weird weird stuff. But it gets him going. So each player has his own thing, and especially when competing at the highest level, that emotions are high. But I really want to know what everyone thinks. You guys, let us know what you think of this Stupa LeBron. Is this a partnership that you guys see going forward? Because we all seem to be on opposite sides here. Some of us are with it, some of us are not. Haroon, clearly with it.
But a final point I want to say, by the way, we always see the second half of the season very different than the first half every year. That's why you have we see with Bergamini when he was playing with Victor Ruiz, they would have some surge at the second half of the season. So the second half of the season is a very different ball game. So we're gonna see also different things. So we shall see. We shall see. It's not.
That is a fair point. Yeah. That's a fair point.
So we shall see.
You're right.
We play the long game. Okay, let's play the long game.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on to, we're still on All Gucci or No Bueno. The final thing I want to ask you about All Gucci or No Bueno is Yanguas and Nieto. They lost in the round of 16 in Buenos Aires. Come on, guys. All Gucci or No Bueno. Ismaeel, what do you think?
I think it's all Gucci. I'm not going to push the panic button for Yanguas and Nieto. The two seem to have really nice chemistry together, although this is two relatively early losses now for them.
Yeah.
But
They
Yanguas
set such a high standard.
they have a high standard. Also, when Yanguas went on Instagram to post a story about him hugging Nieto and like time to recover and like hinting basically that Nieto was dealing with some kind of injury. Although, as you mentioned, Yousef, he didn't really look like he was struggling with much in that match against Jofre and Arroyo. So for me, I'm all Gucci for now. One more of these though, and I'm gonna be no bueno.
What do you think, Yousef? All Gucci, no bueno.
I'm on the ropes here. I'm on the ropes. I was leaning towards the no bueno. Smaï's bringing me to the all Gucci. I don't want to sound like I'm a pessimist, but I'm going no bueno here also.
Oh wow.
I'm going no bueno,
All
but
three
for
no bueno.
so many different reasons though. I feel like I don't know. I just feel like they're gonna be a tough out, but that's what they are. Are they? They're just a tough out. I feel like Coqui Nieto can possibly team up with someone that can make him a better player, and Yanguas can team up with someone that can make him a better. I feel like they're amazing players together, but I feel like each of them can go to another level if they were with different guys. And maybe this injury thing that Yanguas is talking about is because they have to grind so hard every single point.
Yeah,
no one's winning point. No, like
There are no free
Yanguas
points.
is not helping Coqui win points easily, and Coqui's not helping Yanguas win points easily. So
No, they're a very conservative team.
Yeah.
Also, well, if we're talking about these conditions also should suit the Yanguas Nieto team. Like,
yeah,
they should have been probably deeper in the tournament. So
Yeah.
how much is due to injury and how much is due to issues with their game style?
Yeah.
They should have done much better
Yeah.
in Buenos Aires.
Yeah. Well, so I'm going no bueno here, Haroon, for those reasons. I love them, but for those reasons.
Yeah, like for me, I'm gonna say all Gucci. Also, I'm going all three all Gucci because we know that Yanguas and Nieto is a temporary project. We know that Yanguas said that was the best choice at the time, but it's obviously not gonna be something that they're gonna do for multiple years, unless there's no better option. So they're waiting for some things to happen where they start talking about, okay, who can we partner up with? But right now, there's nobody exciting for them to partner up with. So I'm saying all Gucci. It's a good project and they're good together. And yeah, that's all Gucci for me.
Okay.
Well, guys, that settles it. Let's see. Let us know what you guys think in the
All
comments.
Gucci or no bueno?
Are
Did
we
you like
all
this?
Gucci or no bueno on these takes? But in the meantime, we have some cool dude moments. Yousef, what was your cool dude moment of the week?
This one was awesome for me. Like I just talked about Tino Libaak in the All Gucci and No Bueno, and he's one of my favorite players to watch in Padel. I absolutely love watching him, and I want to see him succeed so badly. I want to see him up there with the rest of the guys, and he's going through a very, very tough time. As you said, 3 straight losses, hasn't won one match ever since teaming up with Garrido, and you can sense it was a big issue. And he posted on Instagram that he's going through a very tough time right now. And one of the best things, and Ismaeel, you all remember you hinted at this, the Argentinians and how they are with each other. And I loved, go guys and check the Instagram comment section on Tino Libaak's last post after the Buenos Aires loss. Fernando Belasteguin's in his comments telling him, do not forget you are a world champion, Tino. So that's a reminder from the legend, Fernando Belasteguin. Tapia's in his comments telling him, come on. Chingoto's in his comments telling him, push. Ausberger, his former ride or die guy, in his comments telling him to keep going. So when you can see just the Argentinians pushing their boy, their man, the guy that took them over the edge and got them the world championship. They're right there cheering for him, even though they're all rivals and competitors. They're there with their compatriot and they're cheering him on and wanting him to do good. To me, this was so cool to see, and I absolutely loved it because some things are bigger than just sports, and this was one of those moments.
Yeah, that was super cool. Yeah. It's definitely a rough time, both for him and Garrido.
Yeah. But
that's a nice
good.
moment.
It's a nice, cool dude moment.
Garrido didn't get that same love, though.
Spaniard Argentinian.
Yeah. All right, Haroon, what's your cool dude moment?
Yeah, I want to say that the world record was set for the highest number of people watching a paddle match, the highest attendance that we've had in a professional paddle match, which is about 16,156 spectators. Wow, like very, very impressive, very nice, very, very good signs to see for paddle in general. The sport is growing. Lots of people want to watch, but we know also South American crowd is insane. They all love paddle, and it's great to have it there in South America, especially in Argentina, where the world champions are there. So it's it's nice to see more progress, and Padel is growing even more. I love it. I love it. What do you guys think about that?
Padel is booming, baby.
Yeah,
Business is booming.
Good news for us, huh? We decided to start this Padel podcast. We want to talk about a sport that we believe is growing, a sport that we love.
Yep.
More people join
Love it. Love it.
Absolutely love it.
Everyone who comes to Padel loves it.
Yes, 100%.
Awesome
Facts.
stuff.
Okay, guys, that was for our cool dude moments. There is a question I do want to ask. Also, I want to ask this question because I have some answers to it. But let me ask you guys and let me know if you have something or not. My question is, what's a new team that you guys see coming soon? Ismaeel, let me ask you.
I mean, the one team that I'm waiting for to see if it's going to happen or not, I'm waiting to see the call happen.
Do you see it coming, though?
Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure because I don't know if the person is going to pick up the call. I think LeBron is going to call Augsburger.
Oh.
I just don't know if Augsburger is going to take that call. We talked about that last week, right? Do we think he's going to take the call? But I think LeBron is definitely going to call Augsburger. Okay. I 100% believe it. Maybe he has already called him. I think that's the big one I'm waiting to see. Okay. And then by default, there's Stupa Cardona. Also, I think Stupa Cardona could be another potential pairing as a result of some chaos amongst the top pairs. I actually like Stupa Cardona as a potential pairing a lot. Yeah. A lot.
I brought that to life in a way.
Yeah, you did, and I would be very interested to see that. But yeah, I don't know. What do you see?
Haroon, let me ask you first.
Like,
do you have any in mind?
I have a feeling that maybe Garrido and Yanguas could run it back. Maybe that could happen. They could run that back again. It could be exciting. Finally, they're back with each other. Bergamini improved his defensive game. Yanguas improved his offensive game. They both got to taste. Okay, they didn't like the grass is not greener on the other side, even though maybe Yanguas can argue it was actually greener. But maybe it could be exciting. However, something I don't see happening, but maybe other people see happening. And could be interesting. Garrido LeBron, not like it's interesting. Garrido LeBron could be nice.
Yeah, I don't buy it that much either.
I don't see that.
I don't know. What do you think, Yousef?
No, I don't think so. I have 3. Can I name them?
Name it.
So my biggest one that I actually see coming, I'm gonna go from most to least. The most one I see coming is Tino Libaak teaming up with Juanlu Esprey.
Oh.
Ooh. That would be nice.
I feel like Juanlu Esprey is on the rise. Tino Libaak is someone he's an interesting player. Esprey is more tactical. Tino Libaak probably wants someone like that. I feel like that would be a great team. Young guys, very hungry, and guys that probably feel like they're left out in a way.
Yeah, but Juanlu Esprey is also very aggressive. They're both. It's the same idea as Garrido.
I think he's better defensively.
They're both erratic.
I think he's better defensively. He's smart. He appears smarter.
I feel like he's a smarter player. Maybe, but that's a team that I could see. Maybe if Tino decides to take a different route, like we know that Juanlu Esprey, Diestro, it's like a short-term thing because Diestro is just older player. So that's a team I do see. I don't know if you guys see that happening. Maybe
ranking wise though, like it's far fetched.
But
now they're number 10.
Yeah,
Garrido and Libaak are seated.
But
10,
Libaak's not finding anyone any closer to the top. So if you take a step back and get Esprey and maybe try to rise with him, you could.
Esprey deserves to be in the top 10, honestly, in my opinion. Top 10, top 15.
Yeah,
he deserved it.
Yeah, top teams. He deserves to be a top 20 player.
That's an interesting team. It would be a fun team.
That's one. Another one, which is similar to what you're saying, Haroon, you're talking about the Koki, Nieto, and Mike Yanguas breakup in a way.
Yeah.
Koki, Nieto with Pablo Cardona, Augsburger with Yanguas.
Yeah, I guess.
Koki, Nieto next to left side player. I told you guys how each one of them, if they have someone that can maybe take them to the next level in terms of, finish some points earlier.
Yeah.
Koki, Cardona would help him finish points earlier. We saw what he was like when he was with Coello. And Yanguas, if he can have someone on the other side that can finish points earlier, so maybe an Augsburger next to him.
Yeah, I mean, on paper, it looks like that would work, but I think if I'm Augsburger or Cardona, I don't take that.
No, I'm saying if maybe. Because also it does solve the ranking thing because they would be moving up for Cardona and Augsburger if they want this ranking thing badly.
Yeah, but if LeBron and Super are gonna call them,
If
that also solves.
obviously if that call doesn't happen, I feel like second in line would be that call. It's an interesting one. I think those could work for I think everyone maybe gets.
I don't think Augsburger or Cardona should break up at all. I don't think
I know.
I don't even think they need anybody. Like I honestly think their game it suits it perfectly. They both want they don't want to play long points. Why would
they do?
Cooking
Nieto
is going to make him play longer points.
But we just saw that they struggle in these conditions.
Yeah, but
maybe if you have someone who can help you in these conditions more.
Yeah, but I don't think you get somebody just for these
no
one
one
rainy
expected.
day. Like I don't need. You don't think
no one expected. Did you expect Buenos Aires to be this slow? I don't think we don't.
No.
We can't anticipate. Like every tournament, we see a different. Like no one knew it was going to be this slow. So when you actually find out at the tournament. So if you can become a more dynamic team, I love Augsburger Cardona.
Yeah,
do not get me wrong.
But
in a way, this is more
defensively.
dynamic.
You gain a lot defensively. Yes, you're correct. But I think you lose way more offensively. I think I don't think Cardona or Augsburger want to play longer points, which I think Yanguas and Nieto are going to make them do. I think they.
I don't think it's realistic. Even I don't think they would accept. The only person actually that would make anyone reflect between Cardona and Augsburger is LeBron. Like if LeBron calls Augsburger, Augsburger is gonna think about it. Yeah. I think he rejects.
Yeah.
But I think he's gonna have to at least. He's going to have to at least give it the night. He's going to have to sleep on it. Like the other ones, he can just reject.
Same way Teo slept on it when he was with Tino?
Yeah, like Yanguas calls him right now. He says no right away.
Yeah.
He'll hang up. He'll tell him no before the phone call's over. LeBron, he'll have to say, you know what, let me sleep on it, LeBron, and I'll get back to you tomorrow morning. And then probably he sleeps on it, wakes up, and he says, yeah, actually, sorry, I'm not going to take it.
Well, those last two ones for me, they were like fun ones. But the one I actually do see coming to life is probably the Tino Libaak Juan Luespri.
That's a nice one. I mean, if we're talking about Tino Libaak, I also think Tino and Chozas, that could be a potential partnership. I know Chozas is happy with Sanyo, but Tino
He's
and
taking
Chozas,
his master's degree now. Allow him to take that master's degree.
Yeah. Well, then maybe the next step is Tino Chozas because I love Chozas' development, and I think they're friends from the Argentinian national team.
Yeah, same age.
Tino Chozas, I think that will work out.
Okay.
Stupatino Libaak maybe, if that breakup happens.
The ranking's too far off for Stupa to take a risk, I think.
Tino Galantico.
But it's gonna be like Teo part 2. Like I feel.
Tino Galantico could be special.
No, not at all. Not right now. Maybe in 2 years.
2 years?
No,
recency bias right there with because Tino and Garrido. Like you saw what Tino was doing before that with Teo.
Yeah, it was great.
I love these things, but
5th best player on the right or 6th best player.
I don't want this for the entire year. I don't want to see Galantino the entire year. I like Chingo. I think he's better, but it would be nice to see him for a tournament.
At the moment he is. Yeah. But like future Tino.
Yeah. Guys, we like to keep it honest and transparent on this show, and we keep it 100. So we tell you where we were right and where we were wrong. First off, where we were right. It's looking like I'm getting a bit too cocky. I'm showing off. Guys, I was the only one that was right. I was the only one that was right this week. Awesome. I told you I had Coello Tapia winning it in Buenos Aires. And I also had Ari and Paula, so I was correct on both those picks.
Although there were 1 seeds, but we didn't expect it.
They are the 1
seeds, but we didn't expect it.
They are the 1 seeds.
But we didn't expect it, though. So it's still good. It's still good because they weren't looking too good.
I think this is very smart from you, Haroon, because you're giving him credit now. So when you do it again, he can't use it against you. Very smart move.
Yeah.
Very smart move. 3D chess.
Unagi.
3D chess you're playing. I love it.
Yeah, well, to be honest, though, like we didn't know that they were going to win. Also, you guys made some fun picks. So I'm going to give you credit. You went and made fun picks where we were wrong. Yousef, you picked Chingalan to win. They came just short, because of injury. Haroon, you took the most fun pick. You took Carburger, my guys, and they fell just short again. Yeah. So that was fun picks. On the women's side, though, Yousef, you had Bay and Claudia. They were close this time.
So close, man. So close.
They were close. Haroon, you had Geometry and Delphi Brea.
The bottom of the 3.
They seem to... They're at the bottom of the three these past 2 weeks, haven't they?
Yeah.
But we're going to get the chance to make up for them very soon with the Italian major.
In Rome.
In Rome. All things lead to Rome.
Cannot wait.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. In the meantime, guys, follow and subscribe so you can get all your paddle-related news and content here. We put out this show every week. And also, check out our recent interview we did with Coach Nacho Porto. There's so many cool insights there are there with about paddle, about the tour, and about how if you want to develop your own paddle game too.
Yeah.
See you next time.
Vamos, vamos, vamos!